Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing okay. I'm going to be doing a video about my home renovations. I think the last time I did a home renovation video was last autumn, late summer, early autumn, and I was having my home office refurbished. And I'm now starting on my living room, which is where I'm in at the moment. So I'm going to be showing you that in a minute. It's a big job because the room is 22 foot by 10.5 foot, so it's quite big, yeah, it's going to end up costing me quite a lot. So, but I'm keeping costs down by having all individual trades. So that's a tip that I can give if anyone else is going to be going through like a big refurb. From my personal experience, and I've in my cottage that I lived in before, I had to have a lot of work done there as well, and it does tend to work out cheaper if you use individual trades rather than if you pay like a property maintenance company who's just going to come do everything. But yeah, I'm about to have all the work starting, so I thought I would just do like a before video so I could show you the room, show you how bad everything is, and tell you a bit about what I'm going to have done. I'll try and keep it brief because it's really late and I'm knackered. I've spent the last couple of weeks ringing around different trades because you got to speak to all different people, and then you got to try and work out what order to have everybody in, and like make sure that you get everybody's dates all in properly. And I double booked myself because I'm going away. It's family member is getting married, and I'm going away for a few days for their wedding, and I double booked myself with the plasterer when I'm away. So but then because I then booked like plasterer and then the decorator, and then obviously because I had to rebook the plasterer, then I had to rebook the decorator. So it can have a domino effect if if you get these things wrong. So it's been quite stressful a couple of weeks. I'm trying to do all of this in between working full time as well, and yeah, it's all just a bit crazy at the moment. I've also got some family members that are moving up here to join me soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. So they've been up house hunting, and my cousin came up from south that I've not seen for a couple of years, and she came up at the weekend with my auntie. So it's all been a bit of a crazy weekend, really. It's Monday. Is it Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. It's Monday. I don't know what day of the week it is. It's Monday today. So yeah, they came up yesterday. So it's all just been a bit crazy. So anyway, I'm gonna crack on and show you this room. Yeah, I'm about to have my bedroom window refitted as well because I had 4 new windows last year in the autumn time. The 2 windows I've got at the front of the house is my bedroom and then my office, and I had my office window redone but not the bedroom, and it looks a bit odd because it's like one old window and one new. So I'm finally getting my bedroom window now is being done. I just had my new office blind fitted a couple of weeks ago, and I'm having it matching because you don't want like odd blinds at the front of the house, so I wanted them so that they were uniform. But there's a 3 week lead time from when the measurements are taken to when the blind's ready, and so they said to me, let me come back again and measure again when the new window's in, because although they've already taken the measurements to give me a rough quote, he didn't want to obviously make up a blind based off the old window measurements just in case it was out by a few mil. He said it wouldn't be much, but he just didn't want to take the risk of the blind arriving and it being wrong and not fitting. So I'm having the window taken out and replaced on Wednesday. I've got something going on every day this week. I'm just like, my mind is going to explode. Today I had to have my hub relocated, my internet hub, because that's in the living room. And my ex used to deal with all of the like wires and electrics and TV and all that kind of thing, and it's not really something that I'm that great at, but I've had to spend the last week learning, watching YouTube videos and educating myself on all the different wires, because there was this wire coming out the back of it, going underneath my carpet and then disappearing off into a wall, and then it goes to the outside of my house, and I was like, this house is like Swiss cheese with how many wires there are for all different things. So yeah, I watched loads of YouTube videos to educate myself, and then worked out eventually that, oh, okay, I definitely do need that wire, but it's going to have to be moved because when the carpet comes up in here, and I've got to have asbestos tiles taken up as well, and then the wire's in the way. So I was like, I'm going to have the hub relocated. So, so that was done today. And then it made me late for my meal out with my brother and his wife and the kids and my mum and that, because they're going home tomorrow. But yeah, I managed to go for the meal, but I was just late because of it. But because the relocating the hub took a bit longer than they initially thought. But yeah, then tomorrow I've got fireplace being ripped out and a chair being gotten rid of that I couldn't unfortunately get rid of, even though I was advertising it for free. No one wanted it, and I've run out of time now, so I've got no choice but to have it taken away. To be taken to the tip, which I absolutely hate having to do. I really do not like having to take things to the tip because of the, you know, the environmental aspect of it. But I just, no one, I can't even get rid of it for free. No one wants it. So, yeah, the fireplace is being ripped out. So that's happening tomorrow. And then I've got my gardener coming tomorrow, new one, because the old one put their prices up, and also they weren't able to do all the things that I wanted them to do, so I've decided to have a new gardener. And then Wednesday is the new window being fitted in my bedroom, and then Thursday is the blind company coming out to measure. Then I've got the carpet people coming out to measure, so it's just, yeah, a lot. So let me show you around. Enough of my my nattering. My back is not good again at the moment, so excuse me whilst I hobble around the room. So I'm going to turn this around and show you everywhere, and just show you what the condition of the room is like at the moment, because it's an absolute mess. Bear in mind, this is a 1960s bungalow, and it's been owned by an elderly couple who have probably not touched anything since like the late 80s, so it's a mess. And I'm just gradually doing everything up as I can. So yeah, let me show you around. So starting over here, I am going to get the doors changed at some point. I thought about having it painted, but I don't like the door anyway, and the doors in the house don't match. So I've just decided I'm going to get all new matching doors, modern ones. So actually the door is not going to change for now, because I can't afford to get all of the doors in the house replaced right now. So that's just going to stay for now. And then all of this wallpaper is coming off. This wallpaper is all like the really thick textured stuff, and there are 3 layers 3 layers of different wallpaper to get off, so that's going to be fun. The rad's got to come off. This is the chair that I'm getting rid of. It's a big bulky recliner. I just don't need it, and it belonged to my ex and I don't want it, so I'd rather just start fresh and just not have it anymore. These I've got 2 of these wooden beams that come down the wall, and as you can see there were wall lights there, but I had those taken off because they were vile, and the wiring is, you can just see the wiring is still there, but that's all been capped off, so I won't be having those. And then down here I've got my cabinet, and oh yeah, this is the original Axminster carpet, and there's basically a strip of it here, because if you can see this whole section here, that entire section had a cabinet, a built-in cabinet, and we had to have that ripped out and removed. That's when we then found this older wallpaper. So then you've got this wallpaper that's got like the squares on it. So that's underneath. So that's all got to come off. And this is the lovely fireplace, which is going. That's being ripped out tomorrow morning. But again, I had that advertised as well, you see. And then I had to bring the price down because I had no takers, and still no one wants it. But the problem is there's so many of them online. And, you know, it's not the most modern of fireplaces, and I think it's just too much competition. So, and it's got to go, because all of the beams and the wallpaper's being stripped off in just over a week. Next Wednesday it's all starting, so this has got to go before then. So I've kind of run out of time really to get rid of the chair and the fireplace, so that's going. This is my lovely milkshake pink chimney breast. I suppose I should be grateful that the rest of the room was painted white when I moved in, so it's been bearable to live with, but So that's going. This is this is where the hub was, and all of those wires and everything that I've now got to try and sort out. But you see the wire that the hub was attached to disappears underneath my fireplace. And I don't know if you can see over there, but it comes out underneath my plant stand. It goes into the wall, into my bedroom, and then disappears outside. So that's all got to be ripped out. Over here, this section over here is an extension which was done at some point. So that's given me a little bit of extra space in the living room. As I say, it's 22 foot, and from this point onwards there's no lighting, which is why it's really dark down here. So it's probably not going to come out very well, but basically this section of the ceiling down this end is all coming out because it's been done really badly. So I've got to have that overboarded. And then where that mirror is, that is actually a serving hatch behind that mirror. When I first moved in, I was like, oh God, that's such a horrible mirror. I'm going to get rid of that because it was left. But I noticed it was sitting on a shelf, and it's actually stuck to the wall. And it's hiding a serving hatch. Because when I had my kitchen refurbished, I came across the serving hatch hidden underneath layers of wallpaper, and it had been boarded up with a piece of plyboard. So I had it all properly done and boarded up from the other side with proper plasterboard, so they're going to have to do the same there. I don't know if this will come out because it's so dark. I'm filming this really late, but those are the wall lights, the really old-fashioned, horrible wall lights that were down at the other end of the room over there. I'm keeping wall lights down at this end because it is so dark, but I'm just going to obviously have them updated. All of these old beams are coming down. That one's actually falling down already because it's just glued, as you can see, which is now just coming off. It's barely hanging on. But yeah, this is all going to be new ceiling. And then yeah, all this. Oh, the third wallpaper looks like this. So you've got this sort of like plainer wallpaper with these sort of like swirl patterns on, and that's sort of like a halfway thing around the room. There's my cat. And yeah, then there's this horrible lumpy textured stuff further up. And then yeah, the oldest wallpaper is the one with the squares, which is behind everything else. So I expect this is probably 60s or 70s, this wallpaper. But look how thick it is. I mean, it's so difficult to deal with this stuff. And what I'm dreading is what's going to be found behind this fireplace. Dead birds maybe that have fallen down the chimney breast. I hope there isn't like some old back boiler or something that I've then got to try and sort out, and I'm hoping there's just a hole with no dead birds. Probably just going to be a bit messy obviously, and I'm hoping the hole isn't too big, but I honestly have no idea what I'm going to find tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting. I'm hoping it's going to be a nice small hole that I can then just have tiled. I'm going to have the inside tiled and then just have a little half, and I'll probably just put some candles in. I had debated on having a wood burner put in, but I've decided against that. Because, you know, with my bad back, me trying to manage, you know, bending down and cleaning out a log burner, and for the amount of times that I would use it, it's like it's going to probably cost me a couple of grand to have a log burner put in and have all the chimney lined properly, have all the flue lined. For the amount of times I'd use it, it just probably wouldn't be worth it. So I've decided against having that done. So I shall just have the back part tiled and then a small half added. Only needs to come out about a foot because the existing one is like really tall and it comes out quite far, and you don't need it to come out that far. So, and then I'll probably just put some candles in and that will look nice. But yeah, that's it really. Oh, the beams. I don't know if I showed the beams, but at this end. But yeah, these beams, I was like 99% sure when I moved in that they were fake, but I just got the builder to confirm. I mean, I don't know why you would do that in a 60s bungalow. I suppose they're trying to create a cottage effect, but it's not a cottage. It's a 60s bungalow. I personally just think it looks tacky. So, and they wallpapered the ceilings as well. All of the ceilings have been wallpapered. So, this is what I'm dealing with. Just say hello to my cat whilst I'm here. Say hello. Hi. Hello. Yeah. So there you go, everybody. Let me just sit back down a minute. Oh. So yeah, I just wanted to show you quickly. I'll say quickly, it's been 15 minutes, but this is basically my current living room. Oh, carpet. I didn't show you the carpet. This is my really, really gross carpet. Really badly stained, as you can see, and it's really tired. Obviously, the worst traffic area where you come in and out is really bad there, and then there's all this horrible staining. This has all been like this since I moved in. I actually tried to get rid of this stain with like a carpet cleaner, and it just didn't work at all, not even remotely. There's stains over here, but that's what it's been like since I moved in. There's stains all down here, and I thought to myself, I could get maybe a company to come out, like a professional company, and get it all, you know, professionally cleaned, but then it's so heavily worn down by the door, and also with the original cabinet, you know, the built-in cabinet that used to be here, it wasn't until I had the cabinet removed that we found the Axminster carpet. And then underneath that is the black asbestos tiles that I've got to have taken up. So I can't keep this carpet because there's a big chunk missing. So my sideboard and my chair have just been trying to discreetly hide that as best as I can, so that I didn't just live with it for the last couple of years. So so yeah, I've got most of my trades organised now, and yeah, as I say, this week it's fireplace going and chair going, then the window in my bedroom, then measuring being done, and then next week is the real work is starting. I'm having all the beams ripped out first. The rads are coming off. So the rads are coming off next Monday, because the wallpaper goes right the way down, you know, behind it, and they need to come off for the plastering anyway. So basically it's going to be rads off, beams are all coming off, plastering. Before the plastering, my carpet is coming up and the asbestos tiles are coming up, and then the plastering and the electrics, and then decorating. Once the plastering's dry, I'm probably going to have to allow at least a week's grace, but I think I've allocated about 10 or 12 days for plaster drying, just to be on the safe side, because this room is quite dark and it doesn't get any of the sunlight because of the positioning of the bungalow. So I've allowed a bit of extra time for the plastering to dry, and then what have I got to do after that? So then it will be, the floor will be screeded, and then I'll have my new carpet, and then after the plastering it will be the decorating. Once the plastering is dry, then my floor will be screeded, and then the carpet will basically be the last thing. I've also got to get round to finding someone to tile half for me, but I haven't even picked tiles yet, and I haven't even thought about, there's someone I might be able to use, but he's moving away. It's poor timing. So I'm going to see if he can do the job. If he can't, I'm going to have to find someone else. I'm hoping just a normal tiler will be able to do it, because I'm not going to be using it, so it's not like I'm going to need like fire cement, or, you know, make sure it's all fireproof or anything, because I'm not going to burn a fire. So as long as it can be, if I can get the plasterer to plaster all of the inside of the fireplace, use your words, Liz, and yeah, and then just tile it. So that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, it's just trying to organise the timing of it all. It's a nightmare. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to leave this here, and I will try and do you some sort of like progress videos as things are being done and things are being ripped out. I'll show you the state it gets in. I'm really curious to see what's behind that fireplace, so I might even show you that tomorrow. I just really hope there's no, I don't know, mummified cats or dead birds. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Anyway, have a good night, guys. I'll speak to you soon.